TCG's always been huge, but have you realized how huge it's gotten recently? I don't know if it's really the biggest it's ever been, but it's definitely up there and getting a lot of attention. Big names and big cards are involved. Stick around and find out what we got to say. Hey all, geniuses, what's going on? AB, how are you?
Doing excellent, SD. How about yourself?
Doing well, thank you. So we're here, we're going to talk about some big names in TCG. We thought it would be kind of a fun thing to talk about. Talk about some of the big names out there of people that are involved with trading card games. Pokemon, Magic, specifically on this one. VeeFriends is a big one now too, so that's going to be talked about here as well. But there's a lot of big names behind some of these big cards out there. And it's not just about the collections. There's a lot that are actually trying to get into the trading card game, pun intended. AB, what are your thoughts on all that?
It's cool because it's no longer just for your average Joe. I guess anybody and everybody is in on it. So that's what makes it really fun and really exciting. Because you imagine collecting, sooner or later they'll start releasing videos or collections or apps where you get to follow along with your greatest actors or singers or athletes. You can imagine being able to follow along with everybody's true collections or seals, slabs, singles, whatever it might be. Yeah. And then get to just kind of compare notes as to who you collect most like, or if you have cards that so-and-so person collects. You imagine being able to reach out to people.
I know, right?
It's so easy to reach out to some famous person and have a card that they don't have. That's pretty cool.
That would be really cool. I mean, there's some cool things out there that they're doing right now. I mean, we'll get a little bit more in depth on each one of these individuals throughout this show here. But like you said, they're kind of going across all different spans of TCG and even outside of it. Like, I mean, you got Gary Vaynerchuk, right? He's got VeeFriends, and this is Series 3, all right? The Topps Chrome, the VeeFriends Series 3 that just came out is Series 3. Series 1 wasn't as well known. I think that was probably a lot of like really hardcore Vaynerchuk fans, super fans. And Series 2 came out, which is actually a TCG. They actually play the game. And then Series 3 came out, and Series 3 just took off. That one's gotten so much attention. But he's also expanded into animated shows based on the VeeFriends. He has a comic book now on VeeFriends, which is now at issue 4. Yeah, we'll talk more about that in a second. And then you got like Steve Aoki, right? He's starting his own TCG and then also doing a collab with TCG Player, which we'll talk about here in a minute. And then Bo Jackson.
Yep. Bo Jackson Battle Arena, right?
Yeah.
Really cool. Yeah. Bo knows.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, and that's from childhood, man. I remember one of my favorite cards of Bo was Bo Breaker. And I think he was playing for Kansas City and he's breaking the bat over his knee on that card. I remember that card, but yeah. So that's really cool. And then you got some other really big names. Post Malone. Big Magic guy. Really cool story about how he changed another young man's life. Amazing. And then,
collecting really cool. The One Ring, right?
The One Ring, exactly. And then you got Simon Cowell is another big collector.
Pokemon. Yeah.
Which
he's been seen at some of these collecticons or trading card shows, picking up. I think the card that I had mentioned that I saw that he was trying to pick up in that video was a Rayquaza VMAX Alt Art.
Yeah.
Integrated slab. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So he's like us.
Yeah, I know, right? He totally is. Justin Bieber, he's another one. He's younger than the rest of these individuals. Yeah, right? The Biebs. But yeah, he's a big Pokemon collector. And I mean, I guess that makes sense for that. Not that it doesn't make sense that the other guys collect. And then even, we've seen some other ones out there, but even like Joseph Gordon-Levitt, he's a big Magic guy.
Big Magic, yeah.
Yeah, and we saw, I think... Seth Rogen, another one too, big Magic guy. So it seems like most of these individuals, it's Pokemon or Magic. I haven't really seen anybody that's big into like One Piece or any of the other TCGs out there.
Not yet. But I can only imagine there's plenty of people out there that will collect. And then that's scratching the surface, right? We still have Lorcana. We still have Star Wars. I mean, it's just the list goes on and on. So I can imagine that this universe of collecting and playing or grading or sealed or just anything and everything, he's got to reach all levels of stardom and fandom. So it's got to be pretty cool.
Let's start with Bo Jackson. So Bo Jackson here, Battle Arena. Yeah. You mentioned it. So what do you know about Battle Arena?
I mean, when I saw the video, I went in, looked at it, was very interested because you sent me a photo not too long ago, right? About some friends that actually showed up to the Collecticon and they
showed you mentioned that. Yeah.
Or was the Collect or the National, right? Well, actually,
it was at National. So
yeah,
our good friend Levi, who showed his collection, he went to National and His dad took a picture of him, and above his head is the banner, and we'll show that picture here in just a second, of Battle Arena. So, and he also got to meet Gary Vaynerchuk. So, but yeah. Anyway,
Who
sorry,
wouldn't, right? Who wouldn't want to meet
yeah, right.
Gary
Totally
Vee?
took
That's
you off
pretty
track
cool.
there, but
No,
yeah,
I mean, that it's just the idea is cool because when you sit there and think about like the ability to just kind of reach anybody, everybody, what's being released. So many people are just getting into the hobby. And again, in all different aspects, in any different way, shape, or form. It's really cool because it just makes it seem like there's just so many ideas that are going to come together. It's going to continuously evolve. It's not just some fad. I mean, I know when I grew up collecting Pokemon at first and collecting sports, my parents used to get on me. They're like, what are you doing? You're spending tons of money on cardboard. And yet here we are 30 years later for Pokemon.
right.
But yet Lorcana has gotten started a couple years ago. Then you got Gary Vee's Battle Arena for Bo Jackson. You got Steve Aoki starting up their own thing. And then you go back to where sports cards have been around for what? Over 100 years. I mean, you're talking back to some of the first sports cards, the 1800s, late 1800s,
right.
1900s. I mean, we're talking a long time where people have been able to collect and have such cool collections that get found at auctions, estate sales. It's going to be fun because it creates this ability to evolve and create whole new things that we've never seen before.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, should we play this video here real quick? This is
Absolutely.
about the Battle Arena.
On-card autographs. How cool is that?
Yeah, that is really cool. In every box. Oh, and he has jumbo boxes too. Look at that. A Bo Jackson auto. That is, yeah. Emilio Estevez. No way.
Mighty Ducks.
Jerome Bettis, the bus, man.
The bus, yeah. How cool is that? Emilio Estevez, the Minnesota Miracle Man, remember?
Right.
Mighty Ducks.
Seriously.
Muggsy Bogues. So cool. Like John Madden, right?
Something like that. Must have been, yeah.
That was cool.
So, yeah. It looks pretty cool. And then you were sharing with me too, basically how the game is played, right?
Yeah, so it has 3 different levels, and I guess the basics or in beginner level was just pretty much reminded me of a game that we used to play in when I was a kid in school, and it's called War, right? It was pretty much just each split up a deck of cards, go halves on the deck, and then just kind of battle it out by just playing high card, right? Or I guess if it's decided high card, low card. But for this, it's just high card, stack of 60 versus your stack of 60. We shuffle them up, put them into what's called the battle section, and then just flip them over one by one. So my card versus your card that's across from it, and see who wins, as far as like
That's
hit
cool.
points or power is concerned. And then find out, okay, well, I won that one. And then you just kind of go back and forth, and whoever has the most coins.
Okay.
It's interesting. It does seem very easy to learn, which will definitely engage kids and make it all the more fun. And then you can definitely see the intrigue with any collector of wanting to collect a Bo Jackson. To me, Emilio Estevez, that was cool.
I thought so too. Emilio Estevez, man.
So, I mean, that's got to be a lot of fun to sit there and try to collect autographs in another form, and then maybe people that you didn't expect that you could collect in an autograph. That's got to be pretty cool.
Yeah, that is really cool. Fun to check out. Obviously, Mr. Jackson, Bo Jackson.
Yeah. Hashtag
Hopefully you watch this. Yeah, exactly. I hope you see this, and I know we're just a small channel, but it would be awesome if you'd come on and talk about your TCG with us. So
absolutely, that'd be
definitely
cool.
Awesome. So
imagine meeting Bo Jackson.
I know, right?
I just read stuff about him too, just talking about how he was. I mean, obviously, I've always known that he's been a 2-sport athlete, but yet,
yeah,
in middle school, high school, through college, he did more than just 2 sports. I mean, we're talking about football, baseball, track and field.
Yeah.
He was running the 40-yard dash in like 4.1, 4.2. Just
crazy,
insane numbers for the size of Bo, right? And then to still mash home runs the way he did, hit for average, hit for power, throw people out from 300, 400 feet away. Just it's amazing to know that an athlete of that sheer size can do the things that he did. I mean, you do realize he starts going after what he's doing in the TCG, which is becoming superhuman or superhuman levels. That's pretty cool.
It is. I mean, and just think of that feat alone. He didn't play just one sport professionally, 2. I mean, to even become a professional athlete in one sport, the odds of that are ridiculous. He did it in 2. Like, it's just crazy. The man is just absolute talent. And yeah, I just remember having his cards when I was a kid. It was awesome. So totally cool. All right, let's talk about the next big one here. VeeFriends.
Gary Vee.
So I know Gary Vaynerchuk. Well, I don't know Gary Vaynerchuk, but again, Mr. V, the Mr. Vaynerchuk, being Vayner Nation, VeeFriends, all of that. I have to actually give my wife credit. I would have never have known who Gary Vaynerchuk is if it wasn't for her. So she found out about him years and years and years ago, and she became a member of his wine club, and that's what it all started with. But his story is really cool too. He basically the guy's a hustler. He started from nothing.
In all the
And
good
his
sense of the world, by the way.
yes,
No negative
yes,
connotations attached to it. It's just
no, exactly, yeah,
the guy gets into anything and everything that he can and
yep.
makes it a success.
Exactly. So, and he was always into sports cards and everything. He hustled them when he was a child, and then he worked for his dad and his family's liquor store that they ran, and then he ran Wine Library TV, and then Wine Library. He was one of the first YouTubers, and then when he started making it and stuff, he wanted to make VeeFriends a thing. So VeeFriends, for those that aren't familiar, the common reference you hear is it's a cross of Sesame Street and Pokemon, right? The art on the cards, it's definitely a lot more simple than Pokemon. Like they don't have like the art rares or anything like that to that level. Everything's a
Well, at
little
least
bit more
not yet.
simpler, but they're still really, yeah, they're still really cool, but it's expanded into a cartoon, plushes, figurines, the trading cards, comic books, everything. And now he's got stickers. The manga stickers are coming out, but these are the characters right here, and it is just really cool. And my wife has actually really gotten into it, so now she collects VeeFriends. There's this, like I said, Chrome, the Topps Chrome was the third series, really took off. I think,
And then tops.
I mean, I guess,
tops.
yeah, I think a lot of people probably really didn't anticipate that this was going to be as big as it was, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but I think it caught a lot of people by surprise how big this got, and I'm
You just don't know
absolutely
where it's gonna
thrilled
fall,
and
right?
excited. Yeah, and it's super cool. But the whole thing itself is really cool. One of the main characters is the Lucky Black Cat. Yep, those are cool. I love those 1975. That game on Shadowbox 2 is awesome. The sketches, that was really cool. They did that.
Nice.
The Erupt cards, yeah. So we will.
That's cool.
I feel like we should have an episode where we talk a little bit more about VeeFriends and get into the details about it and stuff, because there's so much to talk about. One thing that's amazed me too is there are so many cards that have sold for so much out of this one set. I mean, the one of one Gary Vaynerchuk's auto card, I think it went for like $55,000. And that wasn't the only card. There are multiple cards. If you look up top selling VeeFriends cards, there are multiple cards that have sold for 10K or more out of this one set. It's amazing. These cards have such high value. So it's really cool, but he's really into it. He's done a great job with the marketing and everything. Like I said, he's expanded to a comic book as well. So, I mean, that will obviously become collectible. There's so much to talk about Gary Vaynerchuk and what he's doing with this. So it's pretty amazing. So again, Mr. Vaynerchuk, please, if you have the time, I know you're extremely busy, even if you could spare 2 minutes to come on our show, we'd love to just pick your brain for a second or just have you give a
small channel, right? Give a small channel a chance and see where it takes us. But I mean, it'd be amazing. Gary V, the entrepreneur side of it, what he's done,
Right.
obviously the marketing, you can imagine being able to do a collab with them and then having the marketing team just take off. It'd be awesome for us.
Yep, totally.
It would just give us a shot that would definitely be appreciated. So it'd be really cool to have Gary V on and just kind of pick his brain a little bit and ask him a couple questions and see where he stands on some things, because obviously there's things that you can learn from anybody, and everybody who's been successful and does things the way they do, just kind of get a few pointers.
Yeah. So go check out VeeFriends, check out Gary Vaynerchuk, check out Wine Library TV. All pretty amazing. Everything he touches basically turns to gold. I mean, just a great guy. I know Bailey and Billy and Ethan at Crave, they've all met him, and they've said he's such a humble, sweet, nice guy. So it would be really cool to have a conversation with you. But yeah, so go check out VeeFriends. And then our next one, I think that we can talk about, is just be real quick, but Post Malone. All right. And Post Malone, this is one really cool story, and I'm sure most people are probably familiar with it, but Post Malone is a big Magic fan. Huge Magic fan. And when Magic released their Lord of the Rings set, and there was a one of one, and it was The Ring, My Precious. And I think it was a year or two had gone by. Yeah. And nobody pulled it. Nobody could find it. And finally, this gentleman pulled the one of one. And long story short,
got it graded, right? Took it to PSA. Yeah. I remember that whole process, because I remember that it wasn't like a bounty, but it was kind of, I guess, a fight for which grading company was going to get to grade the one ring. Okay. And I remember that Beckett came out. Yeah, Beckett came out and they announced it like, hey, we're willing to fly out the person, let them grade the card. We're gonna, all expenses paid, or pay for the hotel, pay for everything, just because we would like to be the ones that grade it. I mean, I remember it. I don't remember all the details. I don't want to misquote anybody or anything, but I know that they were willing to roll out the red carpet for whoever pulled that card. It was going to be such a big deal. And then I think in the
Yeah.
end, PSA was the one that graded it.
Yeah. I
And
don't
it
want
got
the
a
logo.
9.
Let's
It
replay
got
it.
a
So
9 mint. So, I mean, it was still in good condition. Say what you want
yeah.
to say about what it got graded, but the fact is it got graded a 9 from PSA, and
Yeah.
that's when Post Malone got a hold of it.
$1 million, and he changed that guy's life. And Post Malone now has the only one of one, obviously, the ring card. But I have seen other Magic YouTube channels, and Post Malone has gone on there and played Commander with them and
Nice.
been on other shows. And he's a Utah guy, so that would be awesome. And there is nothing but the best thing said about Post Malone in Utah. Everybody knows he's a very humble, very nice guy, and he's very involved with the community.
Really cool. What is it? The Raising Canes, right? It's like a
Yeah.
decked out Raising Canes. That's like
Yeah,
Post
it's a pink
Malone
one.
owned,
Yeah.
all pink, pinked out.
Yep.
Yeah, not too far from Crave Collectibles in
Yeah,
Midvale, Utah.
exactly.
That's pretty cool.
Right. So, Post Malone, if you're ever home and you want to talk some TCG, you always have a seat on TCGenius. It would be amazing if you
Absolutely.
would come on and spend a couple minutes with us. We'd love to have you on the show.
Yeah,
Love to
my
hear
wife-
the story from your point of view about the One Ring or whatever.
And
That
yeah,
would be
my
really
wife's
cool.
a huge fan. For him, anything that, his music and the story from where Post Malone
Right.
came from. So obviously he lived here in the Grand Prairie, in the Dallas area, right? Dallas, Fort Worth, Arlington area. A huge Cowboys fan. But the idea that, he lived nearby, my wife learned about his story and just always used to talk to me about it. I came on once I heard the song Wow, knowing that he mentioned the Dallas Cowboys and Dak Prescott. So that was a big deal. That's when I kind of flipped the switch, like, hey, I like this guy. But
right.
That'd be pretty cool to
Yeah.
get the chance to meet with him or talk with him, or just ask him a few questions and get his perspective on Magic.
It would be cool.
Have him talk about the One Ring. That'd be pretty cool. Obviously,
Yeah.
my wife would be right over my shoulder. So
Yeah, I know, right?
I think it'd be the same thing, right? With your wife, with Gary
Yeah.
Vee, it'd be right here.
Yep.
Just kind of listening. And
Totally. So, and last but certainly not least, the other one we'll talk about here is Steve Aoki. So Steve Aoki is a huge Pokemon fan, and there's lots of videos out there of him ripping and pulling some heat, but he's also starting his own TCG, and it is called Hero Quest. And I saw this at Collecticon when it was there, but it's a trading card based game. And it says right here, Hero Quest is a bold collaboration between music icon Steve Aoki and acclaimed writer Jim Kruger. It's an epic multiverse saga that blends music, storytelling, and heroism. It follows Hero, a genetically enhanced metahuman, on a high-stakes quest across 10 diverse worlds to retrieve powerful rings from realms ruled by mutant zombies, aliens, witches, and more. So, some pretty cool cards. I got a promo card at Collecticon for it. It is pretty
Really cool.
cool. But yeah, so he goes to Collecticon and, he puts his posters and books out. I think there's a book and maybe a cartoon or something.
And he does these, like,
the
he
cards
also
look
does these
pretty
cool
neat.
little scavenger hunts. I don't know if you've seen those, like,
Really?
on his Instagram. Yeah. So what
No.
he does is when he'll go somewhere, wherever he goes and has a concert or wherever he's in town, if he rips stuff, he like takes sealed product with him wherever he goes. I mean, he'll find shops.
That's
He'll give
cool.
local shops a shot by swinging by, picking up sealed product, and he'll rip it. On his Instagram, he'll talk about the Steve Aoki card house. And then as he rips stuff, then he'll give stuff away. And he'll do like a scavenger
That's
hunt.
so
He'll
cool.
go and just drop
Cool.
it in like the bushes and some like remote location.
Wow.
Obviously gives you like this
That's
one
really
little hint
cool.
of where it could be, and then just has people,
Yeah.
chasing after this stuff. This is pretty cool.
Nice. I saw this one video. He was in the middle of one of his concerts and he ripped up a pack and he was throwing the cards out into the crowd. So
that was cool, man. Imagine being right there. Charizard.
Right. Exactly. So here's some more stuff about the card. Special trading cards. So I think I got one of those here. Oh, these are special diving trading cards. Okay.
Sick.
Yeah. So if you look at those, see those she's diving.
Yeah.
And
So that's cool.
one,
That'd be
and
like the
then
diving edition or Cressy edition now that he's, got his TCG, and then it's also associated with other collabs that he has. That'd be pretty cool. And I actually saw that he also, one of the last things that I saw that he's starting to collab with is Neuro, like that company, I guess, for like taking these, I don't want to call them supplements, but they're like gummies or but things that are just like
Really?
helping you like with like focus. There's a lot of things coming out, right? Like they have to do with like focus and being able to just, have more energy, and it's really cool. So I think
Yeah.
I want to say Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's talked about that neuro. I know that they had talked about that product being on Shark Tank. So yeah, I mean, he's always getting into a lot of stuff, and I feel like that's the same way with Gary Vee. And I mean, these entrepreneurs, it's amazing that their reach into anything and
Yeah.
everything is really cool, because they're just
Yeah,
go-getters.
exactly.
And I think that's what we kind of felt. I know that the way you felt, and that's what you had with Tyler, right? At this, was it Tyler at the first shop that you went to, right? Or like, just go, just do it.
Yeah. With Travis there, yeah.
Travis, that's right, Travis.
Yeah. Dude, there's some cool card. I mean, this is enchanted, so I mean that looks pretty sick. This
Looks
is
like
like
a
his
Gundam
card
right
list here.
there.
I'm not quite sure how this game is played, but no, look at these. These look pretty. That's pretty sick too.
Omnipotent Black Obsidian. That's cool.
Yeah.
Collector's edition. Rarity. Omnipotent.
Collecticon. So I wonder which one I have, because I have a Collecticon promo. Like, dude, this one is sick. Of course, I like the Robot Gundam looking one, but look at that, dude.
That's cool. But you have a
That is pretty
2025,
cool.
right? It was this year, right? When we were up in
Oh,
February.
it was this year, yeah.
Yeah, so that's
You're right.
2024. I wonder what yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what.
Or
promo I
they
ended up
might have
getting
been
from
like
there.
leftovers of what they had, and then they were still
Something.
passing them out. I mean, if they had any extras or anything like that. But yeah, see, that was the skateboards, Burton and Steve Aoki collection.
Burton snowboards, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Hero Quest Collecticon, yeah. So it was one of
There it
these,
is.
I think. I forget
Cool.
which one, but I got one of these ones, yeah, which is pretty cool.
So yeah, wouldn't that be awesome? Oh, the winner cards, you see that? If you went up, one of them actually had like a winner stamp on it.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
right there.
Yeah,
Cool. Pickleball tournament
That is cool.
2025.
Yeah.
That's cool.
that is awesome.
See, I mean, that reaches, they're the newer ones, right? The neuro collabs were just above that.
Yeah.
So,
that thing.
I mean,
Oh, okay, man. So he's into a lot of stuff. It's pretty cool. Oh, dude, these look really cool.
Tomorrowland.
Hero Quest and
man, wouldn't that be
Tomorrowland.
sweet? Yeah.
Look at this card, man. Dude,
Cool.
that is super cool. What's Tomorrowland?
So Tomorrowland is this huge concert. Don't want to butcher it by or saying the wrong thing about where it's located. I want to just say it's over on the
It's a music thing,
eastern
though.
part of the world. Yeah, but yeah, it's one of those
Okay.
huge music events. Right? It's kind of like what do they call the one here in the U.S.? Coachella, right?
Okay.
So I mean, it's just a gathering of like the coolest and most sick DJs, and just them
Yeah.
throwing down beats and doing their
Okay.
spin on songs, and
Yeah.
it's awesome, man. So I've seen a lot of videos of Tomorrowland.
Cool.
There's definitely a lot of cool artists and DJs that go through there.
Dude, those cards are sick too. I want one of those cards.
Cool. Like you said, right? Steve Aoki.
Yeah, Steve Aoki, go check him out. Go check out Hero Quest. And this, I mean, I
Give us a
can't even
shot.
say that. Yeah, I can't even say this is scratching the surface, but I mean, if Steve, Mr. Aoki, we can drive down to
Mr.
Vegas
Steve
and come see
Aoki.
it on there. Yeah, come
Make sure you
on
cover
our
'em
show,
all.
man. We would love to have a conversation with you and have you just come on and just have just a couple minutes of your time. That would be amazing. But
That would be
everybody
so
go
cool.
go check these all out. Like I said, we're not even scratching the surface. There's so many people that are involved with TCG now. We thought it would just be fun to take a few minutes and do a quick episode about some big names in TCG and see what's going on out there. So go support them all. Go check them out. They're all great community members. They all contribute to the community in so many different ways. It's just great. And that's just yet another reason why I love this community. So
Absolutely.
yeah. All right. Well, that's about all I got for this one. AB, as always, thank you. It was fun. It's good.
Absolutely.
Until the next
SD.
episode. Yeah. All righty. We'll talk to you next time. Geniuses,
Later,
you take
geniuses.
care. Go rip some packs.
Thanks for watching, geniuses. Smash that like button and we'll catch you in the next pack.